When Major Elena Carter returned home from her final overseas deployment, she expected to find her estate quiet the way she left it. Instead, she walked into her private therapy room and froze. There, beneath the sunlight streaming through the floor-to-ceiling windows, a man she'd never seen before was spinning her paralyzed twin daughters in his arms, dancing. And they were laughing like they hadn't in years. Introduction: Major Elena Carter was a legend, decorated in combat, sharp as steel, and one of the few female billionaires who had earned every cent through defense innovation. She'd built her fortune after losing her husband in a roadside bombing while she was pregnant with twins. But her biggest heartbreak came after a car crash 2 years ago paralyzed both her daughters, Ava and Lily. Doctors said they'd never walk or smile again. Since then, Elena had thrown money at the best therapists, but nothing, a broken bar, nothing worked. Until this morning. Enter the single dad. The man dancing with her daughters was wearing a janitor's uniform, a navy blue, faded, name patch half hanging off. "Who are you?" she demanded. The man paused mid-spin, startled. Ava and Lily clung to him like old friends. "Hi, ma'am. I'm Tyler Brooks. I clean the West Wing and help Miss Jenna with art therapy when she needs an extra hand." "You're not cleared to be in this room." "I know," Tyler said, gently setting Lily back in her wheelchair. "They were crying in the garden. I just a broken bar. I asked if they wanted to dance. I used to do it with my daughter when she had her chemo days. Kind of became our thing." Elena's military instincts kicked in, suspicion, scrutiny, background check flashing through her mind. But her daughters were still smiling, something even the best-paid therapists couldn't peel off. A deeper look. Later that evening, Elena had her assistant pull Tyler's file. She expected something shady. Instead, she found tragedy. A widowed single dad, former dance instructor, lost his wife to cancer, lost his home, slept in a car with his 6-year-old daughter until he took this job for the cleaning hours and free school tuition for his little girl. No complaints, no red flags, just a broken bar kindness. The next morning, Elena stood outside the therapy room again. Soft music played. Tyler had one of her daughters balanced on his hip, the other in her chair, arms in the air. He wasn't just dancing, he was teaching them how to feel again. Emotional climax. Weeks passed, and one morning, something happened that made Elena drop her coffee. She heard a squeal, then turned to see Lily, one of her twins, standing, with a walker. Yes, but standing on her own. Elena rushed forward in disbelief. "She said she wanted to surprise you," Tyler said quietly, emotion cracking his voice. "She's been practicing behind your back for weeks." Elena dropped to her knees, hugging Lily, tears soaking her shoulder. "You did this," she whispered, turning to Tyler. "You got through to them." "No," he said, voice thick. "They chose to try again. I just danced beside them until they remembered how." Twist at the soldier's offer. That night, Elena made a decision. She called Tyler into her study. He looked nervous, almost like he expected to be fired. Instead, she slid a contract across the table. "I want you to head a new division, a movement-based rehab program for children like Ava and Lily. Full funding, your design, your rules, your name." Tyler's hands shook as he read the salary. "But why me?" he whispered. Elena smiled for the first time in years. "Because you gave my daughters something money couldn't buy." Hope. Uplifting ending. Months later, news stations aired the viral video, two formerly paralyzed twins walking hand-in-hand with a gentleman in a janitor's uniform turned program director. The caption read, "The dance that changed everything." And in the background, Major Elena Carter stood in uniform, a soldier, a mother, clapping with pride. Not because of her billions, but because someone reminded her that healing doesn't always come from power. Sometimes, it comes from kindness, and the little music. Closing line, a call to emotion. So the next time you see someone quietly dancing through life's darkest halls, don't be quick to judge. They just might be carrying someone else's light. If this story moved you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Because sometimes, the smallest acts can lead to the greatest miracles.